Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George, or all George. So, it's time to get serious about Bitcoin. Exactly what happened? Why do we have a sudden dip, a sudden recovery, now more dip? Let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and the entire market. And how should we prepare going forward? So, thanks for tuning in as always. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys are hanging in there. Despite the fact the market not looking too good, I remain bullish. I remain cheerful, and I'm glad to be here with you guys as we all ponder what's going on with Bitcoin. So you can see we are right around 40,700 where we're hanging in there, but this morning we had a sudden dip out of the blue right before the market was going to open down to about 39,600. Okay? Then we had a quick recovery back up. Then we had another quick recovery back up to 42,000. And now we're a little bit below, around 40,600. So what's going on? What exactly is going on? Okay, well, there's a couple things. First of all, if you look at the equities market, it is pretty brutal today. The Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ, everything sold off. Not just tech. Literally everything sold off. Okay, so that spurred a lot of fear. You could see this headline right on the front page, right? Bitcoin tumbles below 40,000 and investors, mostly hedge funds, Wall Street guys, are dumping what they consider riskier assets, like tech, like big tech, and somehow Bitcoin is put in that category too. So it seems like that's what caused it. Right, started a sell-off. And again, what made it go down more was probably because the sell-off triggered some long liquidations. And at this point, it should not be a surprise that we still have long liquidations. And take a look. Yeah, we had a little bit over here, almost $200 million this morning. And ever since January 5th, seems like every single day we've been having long liquidations. There are some people that refuse to give up and continue to put in those 20, 50, 100x leverage, and they continue to get wrecked, and they continue to wreck everyone else. So that seems like what happened. Afterwards, a lot of buying brought us up, and we could have had a little bit of reversal where we had a little short squeeze, and that brought us to 42,000. But regardless, that is what's going on right now. Okay, so the market is really wonky, okay? Even our friend Jim Cramer, and I say friend lightly, says that the market is treacherous right now. And we need some stabilization in tech because there is a lot of panic and there's a lot of overreaction and a lot of rash moves being made right now. And this is the argument I made last night and basically all last week about how the hedge funds, they're going by the playbook. And that playbook is broken. We have inflation that's going to go up and continue to go up. We have a very, very strong economy though. Okay? And we have trillions of dollars floating out there. So backing off of tech and getting into less risky assets is not going to help them. They screwed up vastly in 2021, and by making this move is not going to help them in 2022. The one asset that almost none of them could outperform. Only one hedge fund outperformed Bitcoin's performance in 2021. Think about it. And the only reason why they did was because they aped into GME and AMC. Think about that. That's the only reason why they had a good year and they outperformed Bitcoin. Everyone else that's stuck with their old playbook, they lost against Bitcoin, they lost against the S&P 500, and many were negative in 2021. So just think about that. Just ponder about that for a little bit, okay? So this whole notion about going back to gold as a hedge against inflation, that's just the old rules, old playbook. And that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So what I'm thinking is they will come to their senses. They will realize that they overreacted, and they will get back into things like Bitcoin. And you know what? One of the biggest guys on Wall Street, Bill Miller, a billionaire macro investor, also just came out recently and said that 50% of his portfolio is in Bitcoin and Bitcoin-related investments. So there are some that get it. Bill Miller gets it. Paul Tudor Jones gets it. Ray Dalio gets it. Michael Saylor gets it. So there are some good people on Wall Street that get it. But for everyone else that's making rash sells right now, they don't quite get it. Okay? But you guys do. You do. Because we know Bitcoin is going to continue forward. We know that there may be volatility. But, like I said, they had a fantastic year. Bitcoin had a fantastic year in 2021. Altcoins had an even better year in 2021. And it will continue. We just have to survive the volatility. It's a price of admission, right? And even with our down right now, is not as bad as what we went through mid-2021 when Bitcoin fell down to 28,000, okay? So I'm still going to lay that out there for you. We're not as bad as when Bitcoin was at 28,000 and it was there for 3 freaking months, okay? So calm down, zoom out, maybe go out for a jog if it's not like 20 degrees out or 0 degrees out like it is for me. Go get some exercise, go maybe read a book. Do not watch Matrix 4, and take your mind off the market if you need it, right? But for the rest of us, we're going to continue to stay strong. We're going to take advantage of the situation that's presented itself, and that is buying opportunity, right? There's a lot of things that's on discount right now, and if you go to any price index, I'm sticking with CoinGecko for now, because CoinMarketCap seems to be overloaded and they're not reloading. But you can see a lot of red today, right? So you can take advantage of the buying opportunity that has presented itself, or you can simply hodl, or you could go do whatever, right? But take your mind off of things. Oh, and by the way, just to put things in perspective, this is a heat map from Coin360. So yeah, today's pretty much all red. But look at it, glass half full, okay? Meaning these prices are still hundreds to thousands of percent higher than when we started in 2021. And right now, again, golden opportunity, as if you got in a time machine and went back 6 months, right? It's like that. So take advantage of the time machine. All right, now what else is there? Well, we gotta talk about, with all this panic selling and all this stuff. What are we like really waiting for this week, right? It seems like hedge funds and Wall Street started selling off already, but you know what? What's the big story is what's going to come out on Wednesday, and that is the CPI numbers. Okay. Europe just actually announced their CPI and or not CPI, but their inflation rate, and it barely went up. So that's actually encouraging. So you can see Europe last month November was 4.9%, and in December only went up by 0.1%. So that may be an indication of what's to come. Maybe the U.S. inflation rate is not going to be as bad as predicted. So last month in November, actually not last month, November, there was a big bump from 6.2 to 6.8, right? But we're waiting for the CPI number to come out in December, which will come out this Wednesday. And we'll see. Maybe it's not as bad as people think. If it comes out to be horrendous, and there's a possibility for that, I think it's going to spook the market even more. Okay, if it's even more than expected, then probably go spook the market. But if it comes out to be in line or even better than expected, well, then that should help the market going forward. But a lot of people are trying to prepare for this right now, right? Trying to prepare for this. I've seen a lot of headlines, a lot of predictions about how the Fed will raise rates at least 4 times this year. And maybe around March is when they start selling off their assets, right? There's a lot of predictions going on. And you know that 80% of predictions are wrong 100% of the time. No, I messed that up. You guys know what I was trying to say, right? But a lot of these predictions are wrong. No one really knows, right? But people tend to make rash decisions while they're trying to predict the future. So don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people. Now, there are encouraging news, however. Okay, taking all this economic stuff out the window, right? If you just don't pay attention to it, if you ignore it, right? There are positive stuff that's happening with Bitcoin. For example, the greed index, the greed and fear index, still at 23. It's still update, but still it's extreme fear level. And I'm not the only one that's paying attention to this, because you could clearly see on a graph like this when the buying opportunities are, right? Whenever we dip and whenever there's a lot of red dots, that's a buying opportunity. And afterwards, you can make the hindsight conclusion saying, oh yeah, that looked like a good buying opportunity. But at that time, people don't want to see it. But I'm saying right now, if you look at where we are over here, right? It's bottom. It's red. So I do think we are going to see a bounce at some point. Maybe this week, maybe next week, but we will see it. But Crypto Burb also made the same correlation looking at previous cycles. Okay, not previous cycle, same cycle, but previous times when Bitcoin fell down, 3,000, 10,000, 4,000, 30,000, 40,000, right? Same kind of fear. And you could see a bottom, right? So kind of like this. So that's good news. That's good news. Also, in terms of whale accumulation, continues to go up. Despite the fact we have come down quite a bit, you can see the blue, which is whales that have over 1,000 Bitcoins. And it continues to go up. In fact, they bought quite a lot. Look at what happened. Look at what happened after April, May. That's what's really interesting. Remember the first time Bitcoin fell down, right? From 64 down to 30,000. Look at that blue. Look at that accumulation. We're talking about billions upon billions of accumulation. Now, we're seeing the same thing. After falling from 69,000, 68,000 down to where we are, you're seeing that blue line head up in a big way. Again, whale manipulation. This is what, or accumulation, or manipulation, accumulation, whatever you want to call it. But this shows you, yeah, these whales are serious about it, okay? Serious about accumulating as many Bitcoins as possible while retail is panicking. And they may have contributed to that panicking, but they are accumulating for themselves, right? This is why liquid supply keeps going up, reserves keeps dropping down, because of all this buying that's going on behind the scenes. And lastly, for UTA people, there's a couple of good news. So for example, if you look at the RSI level, okay, RSI level is the lowest it's been since, guess when? We fell down to 30,000. Yes, it's at that same point, well, a little bit higher, but pretty close. And the last time before that was when we had that COVID pandemic crash, and that's when Bitcoin fell to 3,800. So think about that. 3,800, 30,000, and now we're at 40,000, right? The lows are still getting higher, but we're at the same kind of oversold point as those two times. So that's very bullish and encouraging. And if you take a look at this from a new trader on, well, not new trader, but new to CRU, but he has posted this showing the resistance and support zones for Bitcoin. How we had this resistance of a 40, 41, 42,000, and it has turned into a support. And that's actually positive, very positive when you look at it from a TA level. You want to turn resistances into supports. And that's exactly what Bitcoin is doing right now. So also very positive, right? That's pretty much it. The only other thing I want to say is I've been introducing a lot of DeFi and staking, right? And when it comes to that, if you're holding on to a stable coin especially, it doesn't matter what volatility does. It doesn't matter if things go up or down, right? The great thing about stable coins is they do stay at $1. They're pegged to $1, right? And if you utilize a service that gives you rewards for simply staking a stablecoin, well, that's the best way to basically make passive income without worrying about volatility. So the best one I have found, I've told you guys, is using UST and staking it into Anchor, making close to 20% APY, and I am now getting about $85 a day. It's not that much if you look at it that way, but this is consistent every single day. $85, $85, $85, which adds up to about $600 per week, which adds up to about $2,600 per month, and it adds about to $31,000 per year. That's consistent going forward until the rewards run out, but Anchor is not likely to do that for quite some time. But this just shows you the power of staking and DeFi, especially with stablecoins. So take advantage of it if you are holding on stablecoins. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. I don't even know how to say it. Decosis or something. Don't you have to pay capital gains tax on staking rewards? So, if you're paying capital gains tax, that means you made a profit. So, yes, but so what? You made a profit. It's better than making no profit and not paying taxes, right? All right, scrolling up, let me see. Sold my Shiba for more XLM. Well, I can't argue that that's not a good move. All right. DJ says crazy fear. That is true. I bought more today, Ricky says. Or Rick V says. Congratulations. My S29 says my strap broke. I'm sorry to hear that. You have to get another one. LA, thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Storm Detect. No. David Romero, thank you for that. Ryan is a bear. I don't know why. DJ says, can you zoom out and show the general direction? All right. This is the general direction, guys. Okay? This is general direction. And we have many, many, many dips. But ultimately, we get through it. And we forget about it. And life continues. Or I should say, Bitcoin continues. I don't know why that's there. I'm going to remove that. From a daily perspective, I mean, man, the charts are looking really good from a daily perspective. So, and I've noticed this. You could see stochastic RSI bottomed and is turning. RSI over here, if I could zoom this out a little bit, you could see that it has bottomed at 30 and it's about to turn. You could see that MACD is starting to turn from red to pink, right? So from a daily perspective of Bitcoin, it does look like Bitcoin is really oversold. Really, really oversold and about to turn. So, so just throwing some more TA out at you guys. I'm getting a good rally up. 41.4, 41.5. Let's see. ADA is a steal. Today, actually, there's just, like I said, a lot of opportunities. Okay? It's like you got in a time machine and you went back 6 months. And it's not even 6 months, because 6 months ago we were lower. But yeah, there's plenty of red. And it really depends on how you want to look at it. Do you want to drown yourself in sorrow, or do you want to basically pick yourself back up and focus on the future? It's up to you. It's up to you, right? Let's see here. Almost 7,000 people here. Smash up the likes. Smash it up and subscribe. And check out all the latest news article and guides at CryptosRUs.com. What's your opinion about PYR? I have no idea. Vulcan Forged? Actually, I do know about them. They're a promising gaming platform. I've heard of them. I don't know about all the games that's on there, but they're like a Gala competitor. They've been around for quite some time, but doesn't seem like they have the same kind of traction as Gala. VVS, I do not like their token economics. It's among the worst I've seen. Do you have a video that walks through how to do staking? I've never done before. Vision, you should be watching my videos from the last week or so. I've been showing a lot of staking and utilizing wallets. Very easy to do. I just covered Cardano and VeChain yesterday. And I covered Avalanche and Terra before. Solana I covered. I mean, there's a lot. All it really takes is downloading a wallet, putting some crypto in there, the ones that you're holding, and hitting stake and delegate, pretty much. That's it. Now, some, like the liquidity pools with the games and stuff, it's a little bit harder. But, you know, basic staking is very, very easy. If you trade on OpenSeas before, you could claim a free looks airdrop. Thought I'd share. Hey, thank you. Didn't even hear about that. I have sold on OpenSea before, so I wonder if I'm eligible. Can you check out Panther Protocol? First decentralized launch. Ian Scotland. Am I supposed to know who Ian Scotland is? Panther Protocol. No information. Private scalable blockchain protocol. Okay. Building on way too many chains. That doesn't even make sense. All right, so it's L1 that's focused on privacy and some kind of interoperability, and they're claiming that works with 6 different chains. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll just put it in the maybe pile. It's just too new to make a judgment call at this point. You could loop your UST and Abracadabra for 100% APY. I've heard about that. I looked at it. It's kind of a little confusing. I don't know if I want to try it. What about the Pi Network? Never got into Pi Network. Jeff, I know it's tough for you to keep everyone propped up. You're saying thanks for all you do. Yeah, it's harder than most people think. But you know what? I get discouraged sometimes. I get distracted, and sometimes, you know what? I enjoy streaming because I see that you guys have not given up. You guys are still in the game. You want some hope, right? You want some hopium, and that's what I'm here to provide. But it goes both ways. Not always. Some streams hard to get through, but today I like it. Most people in the live chat right now is enthusiastic about moving forward, not being bearish, and that's what I like to see. I can feel like the vibe, and the vibe really gets to me sometimes. Someone is testing BTC. Impossible to go up 2K like that, up and down. I mean, that takes a tremendous amount of money and liquidity, and probably doing so on some kind of exchange and causing order books to go crazy like that. It's an enormous amount. But I'll tell you, it's very, 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 very encouraging that even after this, there was not more of a sell-off, and we bounced right back up above 41,000, right? And it could be and it could be, I'm just speculating here, some of these hedge funds that I've been talking about that's overreacting, that have oversold, that panic sold, they realize, uh-oh, you know, we sold everything. Now we have nothing on our books. What can we buy that will prepare us for inflation? Because if inflation numbers are bad, what can we buy? We sold off our high-flying tech stocks, and now we're buying like stocks like GE and Johnson & Johnson, ones that never move. How's that go help, right? Maybe we made a mistake and we need to get back into Bitcoin or start getting into Bitcoin, right? So I'm thinking some of that may be in play. Just throwing that out there. Never seen people so bearish. Actually, I would say the opposite, OMJ. I've been on streams where people were a lot more bearish. This is not one of those times. This is not one of those times. In fact, most people are actually doing very well right now. I think people have just gotten over it, or, you know, they like, what do they say? Misery likes company. Maybe that's the reason, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. When honey whiskey, I've tried it. I've tried Jim Beam honey. I've tried a lot of them, and I like them more like as a mixer. You know, you mix it with something. Nervos Network, my miner is a killer. Yeah, I know about Nervos, and they're layer 2. I've covered them before. I'm not a fan of their Godwoken name, but still, you know, they're trying to layer on their Godwoken, which is a EVM compatible scalable chain, on top of their level 1, right? And they're just really trying to grow out their ecosystem. So as for your miner, never looked into it, but I like the project. Jamie, love you, George. Appreciate it. Jake says, I'll only be bearish at 30,000. Okay, good. Good. Cartesi is more like a layer 2. Not a whole lot of people talk about layer 2 and an Oracle. Dave says, when are you going to add more sweet merchandise? There's sweet merchandise being added like almost every single month, and there's a lot out there. So I appreciate it. I mean, you can see it below the live chat, but you could click into it. You could search on Spreadshop. You could see it on CryptosRUs.com. There's a lot of merchandise out there. So it's a good opportunity for me to plug it since someone asked about it. First of all, if you want to get news straight to your phone, you want to click yes right there. But you click up here, merchandise. Got a lot of merchandise. Every single thing that you could think of. With Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the projects, boys, girls, kids, you know, literally anything that you could think of. Got my NFT on there. Got Sheeb, you know, got a cool Ethereum logo. Got Cadena, To the Moon, Polygon. I mean, like almost every single project I've talked about. So you guys could check it out if you want to. But there's a lot more to check out on CryptosRUs.com. All the latest news, articles, and guides. And when I say guides, like literally everything. If you're getting involved with Phantom, I mean with DeFi, for example, with Solana, you have no idea how to use the Phantom wallet. Well, there you go, right there. How to use Phantom. And I have one about how to use MetaMask, how to use all the major exchanges like Binance.us or Coinbase Pro or Coinbase or Gate.io or KuCoin. Or QuickSwap. I mean, like literally every single guide is available for you guys, absolutely free. So check it out at CryptosRUs.com. Let's see here. If we broke in the full moon cycle, I don't know. I get a lot of hate when I bring out a full moon cycle. Let's just bring it out for fun. Where are we? We did have a full moon right here. Down. We had a full moon right here. Down. Winter solstice, we actually went up. And now, I don't know when the next full moon is. It might be right around the corner. But you could see almost every full moons, Bitcoin goes down. With the exception of this one, where Bitcoin actually went up, I guess. But you could see down, 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 down. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the full moon, but there's some correlation there. There is. All right, anyways. Not going to show that anymore. Rainmaker Games. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Is Harmony and Soul goodbye? Yes. I like both. I like both. Harmony is still early. It's smaller, but DeFi Kingdoms is really blowing them up. But they have more than just DeFi Kingdoms. They have a lot of DEXs and other stuff going on. Bridges is being built. Solana, one of the big boys. They have a lot of things going on, although their TVL got surpassed by Terra recently. Han says, talk about your second channel, Drivers Only. Well, I do have a second channel. I actually have 3 channels, but Drivers Only, I'm still posting car videos, car reviews. These days, it's not doing so well because the car market is not hot right now because people can't find cars. And even when they do, it's over MSRP and it really sucks. But if you do enjoy car videos, check it out, Drivers Only. And I do have another I Am George channel that I've been procrastinating. I wanted to create more content for you guys, but I never seem to have the time. Or I create bad content, so there you go. All right. Do you have any CRO? And if so, are you staking it with VVS? I do have CRO, but I'm not staking in VVS because I don't trust the token economics of VVS. There's no reason why it should be that bad, especially for AMM. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. I don't know what it is about VVS. I don't trust it. All right, guys, that is it. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Stay strong, my friends. There could be more volatility. CPI numbers coming out in a few days. But there's a lot of people, not just retail, but hedge funds and Wall Street that's making irrational moves right now. And you don't want to follow them. They're still trying to cling on the past, cling on the old playbooks that they have followed for many, many years. But this time around, it's different. And 2021 proved it. Bitcoin and crypto, best investments ever. If you look at the performance, yet the guys that stayed away, they all underperformed. So don't be like those guys. We are at the forefront and we need to continue to do what we're doing. And that is to hodl and buy the dips. And DeFi now, and stake. Thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.